Hello everyone. We have our Can-Am Tier 2 Singapore commentary here, and we've got 14 drivers today with a couple of reserves. Actually, only one reserve in MJ, I believe it is, for this race. In for Logan today, and I believe the first to be out on track for this completely soaking qualifying we've got. So this is going to mix a few things up for the next 15 minutes. Plenty of laps for people to do. EA braving it at the minute with the intermediate tyres. Let's see how his outlap is, because this is brave this early on in the session as well. A long way to go already on the intermediate, sliding everywhere on this outlap. This is going to be a tough full push lap for the Alpine driver. Depending on how he goes, I don't really see him continuing on with a full lap. So it is going to be MJ with the first lap of the session. Here he comes then. Up to turn 1 we go. A very tight few corners here. Anything is quite possible around here, as we see in the actual Singapore race the other day. A couple of moments, shall we say. So MJ getting through there nicely. He has got Edgar behind, but luckily on an outlap, so not really going to help the Aston Martin driver out for this lap. So his first sector looked fairly decent at the minute. It is EA now coming through sector 1. It is a 32.7 for his opening sector times here, and for the first one I'm pretty sure these two are going to be fairly close between MJ and EA. MJ on the much better tyres for these conditions at the moment, so we'll see how EA does in a minute. That was a 122 overall for the McLaren reserve driver at the minute. Let's see how EA goes through here. We have got Edgar in the wall towards the end of start of sector 3 there. That is not ideal this early on in the session, and now we've missed MJ's sector 2 time, but there we go, a 1:53.0 to set things off here. What is EA going to do through these final couple of corners? That looked a much better lap for this time around, and it is a 52.8, a very good time for the intermediate tyres. There we go. We were about to go on board Ninja, and he goes to P1. Exception smashes out again with a 49.4. He is a whole second ahead of his teammates so far. Some quick lap times on their way at the minute. So who is next across the line? Let's have a little look. Whether the two Mercedes. It is 7, unfortunately invalidated. We have got McLeod coming through. McCoy sticks the McLaren into P4 at the minute with a 52.3, a little bit off the quickest time of the session so far. Still 10 minutes to go. Plenty of time for a dry line to come in for this session. We'll see how many more drivers are going for a second push lap straight away. It looks as if McLeod is going once again. He's on a 52.6 at the minute in 6th place. Jay has just put himself into 4th position at the minute, 50.866, a respectable time there for the Haas driver of Jay, in the middle of the two Ferraris and well in contention to start on the front row here. Only a few tenths off of the second Red Bull at the minute of Mike. Exception though is absolutely flying in this practice session, a whole second ahead of P2 at the minute. Not sure if he's on another lap at the minute. Let's have a quick look. No, he's not. Let's head to. That wasn't a very clever idea. It was about to head to Edgar, but he's just gone to P8. So, who is on a fast lap at the minute? No, Ninja's just gone 4 tenths quicker as well than Exception, so this qualifying is well and truly starting to heat up now, and we've got Exception in the pits. Mike on a second push lap here will sit on board this second Red Bull driver currently, and currently only behind his teammate by a little bit, but the second sector is starting to look very decent for the Red Bull driver. Here he comes in through one of the more difficult parts of the circuit here. The tight left and right corners here, and then straight up against the walls through a niggly part of the track down to the DRS zones here. Unfortunately though not active in these horrible conditions. A purple sector 2 here is 1.7 seconds up on his time. He is absolutely flying in this second run. So 50.4 was his previous lap. He's almost 2 seconds up on this lap and getting a small toe from the Aston Martin ahead, and that was extremely close from Mike on the exit of the final few corners. Across the line into P1, he is up into the 48.2. That is an exceptionally quick time ahead of the Ferrari of Ninja. Mike is gonna be happy with that at the minute. We've got 8.5 minutes of qualifying to go. A few drivers doing laps at the minute. Here is the Racing Bull of NASCAR. Once again, we join him for a as he comes out of the niggly part of the track down one of the DRS zones here. I'm not sure. Well, I think he might actually. He may well be lining up for another lap in a minute. I'm not too sure currently. So the 3 drivers here without current lap times are Seven, Coach and Jensen. So it is Seven. It is actually Coach closest to the line. He's on. Not sure if that was his actual lap, but it is a good benchmark at the minute at 151. 151.3 so far, and in contention for higher positions as well is Coach. We are watching 7 at the minute. I just clocked where Jensen was on the track as he sticks it 2 tenths quicker than the Red Bull there of Mike. He is now on a 148.0 is Jenson on the intermediate tyres as well. So is this gonna be the turning point of the tyres for this session? They are now the quickest, not by much though. So we'll see how the final 6.5 minutes go. 7 is about to cross the line in his Mercedes. Where will it place him? Into 5th place for the Merc driver there. So looking fairly strong is one of the Mercedes. The other Mercedes, currently in 12th position, is on a flying lap. So what is McLeod going to do here? Looking fairly good at the minute, the few moments that we've been on board his car. Just trying to see where other drivers are at the minute. We've got Coach here, 51.3, just coming up towards the end of this second flying lap. We're on board his opening of this lap, and he goes into 7th place. A good few tenths quicker there. An exception flies into P1 now with a 47.5, and on the intermediates, these are definitely the times to be on now, as plenty of drivers slowly making it known now, with 2 drivers, sorry, making it known that they are the quicker set to be on, and with a potential dry line appearing, or definitely a dry line appearing in certain areas of this track at the minute. It is all to play for. Mike jumping up into 2nd place now with the wet tyres. He's done 5 laps on this set of tyres, so they are going to be starting to wear nicely for him. Could he continue to start? Could he continue putting in some quick laps with that set of tyre? Edgar now with the full wets on as well. Plenty of drivers still trusting this is the compound to be on. Currently 13th fastest in his Aston Martin. A little bit off Will at the minute, as the driver ahead of him. He's also got he has got McCoy behind, but he's on an out lap, so nothing too major there. We've got a Ferrari about to cross the line. It is Ninja up into P3 at the minute. We are currently on board watching MJ come across the line for his 3rd lap here. Currently 14th fastest up into 9th. A good lap for the Mercedes, the McLaren reserve, sorry. Just trying to work out where a few drivers are on track. We've got Mike heading into the pits now for what I would guess is no more laps for him, or potentially, if he can, in and out with a tyre change. So here's Edgar across the line into 9th fastest, a 49.6. So that midfield battle is extremely close at the minute. Not much separating anyone here for these final positions in qualifying. It is still open though between the 2 Red Bulls in P1 and P2. It is only Ninja at the minute on the full wets. I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to get another lap in though after this. He's coming towards the final 4 corners now. He's round 1. He's round the 2nd of the final 4 corners. And into the pits he goes. He is not gonna set us another lap in qualifying. There's not quite enough time to get in and out, and that is unfortunate for Edgar. A bit of a lock-up has just seen him. That was a really unfortunate time to go on board as well. That is absolutely gutting. So we are here with NASCAR at the minute. So here's McCoy about to cross the line into P1 with a 46.1 on the intermediate tyres. What a time to jump on board the McLaren driver. Pinches provisional pole so far for his team there. Will into 8th fastest as well. So this is really starting to heat up. NASCAR on the intermediates. People are starting to choose these thick and fast at the minute. So NASCAR into P2. The two Red Bulls feeling a little bit hard done by possibly at the minute with with possibly leaving it a bit too late to set some laps here, with Exception actually just starting his final lap of the session. Oh, Mike just making it across the line to start a final flying lap in this qualifying. We've got Exception out on track, Jensen out on track as well. He is in contention as well. Looked fast throughout previous parts of this session, and it's just set a purple sector 1 as well. This is going to be an extremely good lap from Jensen. We've also got Exception here getting a huge helping hand from Jensen's teammate of Jay here, having a moment through the niggly section of the track, and this could cost Exception on that part of the track. He's going to have to have held up a little bit through some of these corners between. This is going to be close. NASCAR is about to come across the line once again and will take potentially P2. Let's go back to Exception and Jay here. A huge slide from out the final corner. Exception has gained time, but it is only enough for P3 at the minute. I believe, oh crap, wrong car, and that is Jensen across the line, taking pole position in this race. We have still got Mike, he's heading to the pits. I pressed the wrong flipping number and we've gone to the wrong car. We've messed it up at the end there. But it is Jensen once again taking pole position in this season. McCoy in second place in the McLaren. NASCAR in P3, Exception in P4, Mike in P5, 7 in P6, Jay in P8. And it looks to have been a bit of a holding up there for Exception in that final lap, and that is absolutely gutting for him. So Jay in 7th, Ninja in 8th, EA in 9th, Will in 10th, McLeod 11th, Edgar in 12th, MJ in 13th, Coach in 14th. So plenty of tyre sets used for drivers. Not too many invalidated laps in that qualifying either. But a big gap between the drivers there, and we do have a dry race by the looks of it. We'll be back in a moment, and for this 31 laps of the Singapore Grand Prix. We'll be back. So, formation lap is underway here, and with qualifying being wet, the race looking to be fully dry here for all, well, let's hope all 31 laps coming up. We'll see what drivers have tried to make the best of the setups they have originally put on. So we'll see what happens, and no doubt we'll see a fair few overtakes on the way. Here we go then, everyone lining up to take their grid spots. A good view here of the start. So it will be 5 red lights. Righty ho, here we go, and we are off for this. It should be an exciting race. McCoy aiming to go around and take the inside line, unable to do so. The 2 Red Bulls trying to take advantage of this, but nothing to be done. There is huge, a bit of a collision at the back here between a fair few drivers there, with 7 just coming off the worst and sitting towards the back of the pack, or at the back of the pack now, unfortunately for him. Hopefully he'll be able to catch up. He seems to be trying to pick up as much pace as possible. The time just coming down between himself and NASCAR, so that is good news for him. So McCoy just unfortunately, McCoy just unfortunately dropped off a little bit. Has gained some backload in the previous few corners there. What will happen now between these 2 drivers? Extremely close at the minute, as we are only half a lap in at the minute. MJ having a bit of a moment between the last few corners, dropping towards the back of the field. Even more so now for the other McLaren driver. Our strategy there, medium hard or a medium hard. So this blimmin' chair. Oh, MJ just jumping into the pits for hopefully it is for a change in wing there for the McLaren. Hopefully nothing, hopefully not too, not going to be too major for the rest of this race. Let's see what everyone has started on for this race. MJ possibly starting on the hard tyres there, and that is going to be a little bit damaging for his race now. He is 33 seconds off of the car ahead. Still 30 laps to go. It is extremely possible for things to turn around in these races. McCoy 1.2 seconds off now of Jensen. He has really taken off in this race. McCoy just with a bit of defending from Mike at the minute, doing extremely well to keep hold of P2 at the minute. So Jensen flying through with 33.0 already in this race. McCoy is struggling a little bit to stay close to the leading car at the minute, with Mike just making a nice move around the outside of turn 1 and 2 there on the McLaren. Up in a P2 goes Mike. P3 is now Jay, jumping up a place in the opening, jumping up a few places in the opening stages. At the minute, he started 6th, I believe it was, in this 7th in this race. In fact, he's now up 4 places. Mike up 3 places. So some good driving from these 2 at the minute. McCoy unfortunately losing out a few places at the start here. Exception though is well losing out a place on the back of the McLaren driver at the minute, so has got the chance in these next couple of DRS zones, although drivers ahead of him also having the DRS. It will be quite difficult for him to make a move at the minute. Only a huge pace advantage will make the difference at the minute. We have got a caution in sector 2 at the minute. a yellow flag at turn 7, I believe that is. Coach as well with our first time penalty of the day, and we've got, and that is not going to be helpful for his race. He's going to be have a difficult task to get himself a good a decent enough gap from NASCAR behind. Has got DRS, so will make the difference in the long term of the race. Depending on what NASCAR can do, he has dropped a fair few positions this race already, so gonna be fairly difficult for a racing driver. He has got a decent straight line speed though without DRS, so if he can just get that advantage and get into the one, oh, and he's had a bit of a moment. That is unfortunate for NASCAR there. He has now dropped to 13th place. We have jumped back on board the battle. We are now on board the battle for P2 between Mike and Jay. They've started to put a bit of a gap from the rest of the pack, but they have slowed each other down by battling fairly hard for this P2 at the minute. They are 3.7 seconds off P1 at the minute, and EA getting a 3-second penalty in P7 at the minute. McLeod does have some pace at the minute. He's gained to just under a second. Has it been enough to see him get DRS? Not quite this time around. He should get it next time though, depending on the detection point in 5 or 6 corners time. This fucking the blimmin' chairs around sweet. Fucking annoying. Oh dear. Right. So, McLeod has made it to under a second now. He will get DRS through these next two zones here. EA though has got, I swear EA just had his rear wing open there, because he was within a second of the car ahead a minute ago. He has somehow dropped to 1.5 seconds, so DRS not quite helping out at the minute, but it is, he has got a bit of pace to try and get back at Exception ahead. Will EA make the most of this? He's got a fair bit of defending to do though as well from McLeod and Edgar behind, who both have DRS within these next couple of, well, within this next zone anyway. So, how will they get on? It is Micro, we're fairly close. Oh, he's made the move on Jay, so he's back into P2. And Jay just having a moment on the exit of the corner and costed him that second position at the minute. Edgar trying to make a move in, down the inside, and it looked, but I'm not sure it was properly there. Angle he had wasn't too great for that. So, down to the DRS zone here. How will we get on for Edgar? McLeod is also extremely close to EA. Looked to make a move, wasn't able to quite do it around that short part of the track. Will has had a moment, he's had a bit of a spin at the exit, at the entry there. I'm not too sure what happened, it's just in the background as the camera was moving around. And costly for the other Ferrari driver there as well. So, costly for that Ferrari driver, sorry. Edgar and, well, EA just making the move back past McLeod. I think he wants to move. Oops. So, this is an extremely good battle at the minute. We have got a couple further up the field, the Ferrari versus McLaren of Ninja and McCoy. How are these two going to get on through these niggly parts of the track coming up? They've got... want that camera. Oh, that's much better. We've also got the Red Bull and the Haas of Jay and Mike currently battling up ahead as well. These two are starting to close in on the two ahead of them. What can McCoy do? Is he able to catch up to the Red Bull ahead of him while also trying to defend off Ninja from taking P4? It's going to be close. He has gained a decent amount of time through these through this previous lap. He was roughly 2.5 seconds behind. He's now 1.6 seconds behind as we cross the line for lap 8 of 31 in this race. EA and Edgar swapping places there on our timing screen, so, and EA with another time penalty, and that is not going to help him whatsoever in this race. That is extremely unfortunate for the Alpine driver there, and just keeps dropping back a little by little at the minute. Exception has caught up to these two ahead of him of Ninja and McCoy. He is now in this fight for 4th position. McCoy is also catching Mike and Jay, so this is going to be a 5-car battle for 2nd place at the minute. Jensen has really driven off into the distance now. He's 6.1 seconds up the road. And a few gaps starting to appear in this top 6 as well now. Can Ninja try and get within the 2nd for the DRS? I'm not too sure if he made it that time round. He hasn't. The only driver not to have got DRS in this train of 5 cars. So it's all to play for. Mike has also started to drop off. That is not going to help him in this battle for 2nd place or the defence from McCoy. Jay has done some good work there to keep that battle going and let everyone catch up. He's now just going to drive off into the distance for this race, for possibly a 2nd Haas in on this potential top 2 for these two Haas cars at the minute. Still 22 laps to go. It is all open at the minute, so not many gaps in this race as we speak. So NASCAR will MJ have all made pit stops. So they are quite far behind at the minute, but still well within touching distance of everyone else when they start to make their pit stops. Mike doing some good defending there through the final few corners. He is jumping into the pits, so it is Mike to make the first move in this battle for the podiums. And honestly, I think that's a fair penalty for Ninja, just trying to make the move around the outside when it really wasn't there. It was Brave going that far to the off part, that far towards the white line. So McCoy now in P3, Ninja in P4, Exception in P5. Ninja up into P3 for a split second there. He is getting aggressive in this race at the minute, and it is good to see right now. So Ninja just making the most out of this. Has he made that move a little bit too early? He's got quite a pace advantage there. He could have used the DRS to absolutely fly away, but he is going to give it to McCoy, and Exception will also have the DRS as we fight here for third place in this race. The two Hasses have long gone at the minute. Jay 8 seconds off his teammate. Ninja currently 3 seconds from Jay. Just doesn't quite have enough in the battery, it seems. His light is flashing even down the straight, so he must have used a fair bit trying to get past these two drivers at the minute. Just looking to see what we've got. Is this coach going to try and make a move for 7th place? He has tried it. It hasn't quite paid off for the time being. He has now got another time penalty to his name, and that is unfortunate for Alpine there. Plenty of laps to go, plenty of racing to go. We will see. Let's see what happens for Coach, but it is quite congested in that midfield battle at the minute from P6 down. None of them have really separated too much from the race, and if they have, they've always brought it back, much the same as these guys here as well, fighting for the final podium position. They may have a bit of a gap now, but it will definitely close up in the next few laps. Seems as if Ninja is just struggling to shake off the McLaren at the minute, and we have got it back down to 9 attempts. Not quite enough for DRS down this stretch. Although, is that a double? Yes, it's a double detection. Single detection zone for them two. That's unfortunate for McLaren, but he has got it this time around. He will open the rear wing, heading for turn 1 as MJ is just having a bit of a horrid race at the minute. Struggling massively there in that McLaren 3. His teammate though at the other end of the field, currently in 4th position, looking extremely looking fairly strong. I don't want to yeah. That was going to sound really harsh. I didn't mean it for it to be. We are still watching here the top, well, 3 of the top 5 at the minute. Still extremely close behind to each other. 1.2 seconds separating the 3 of these drivers here. Ninja though is slowly starting to catch the Haas ahead of him. There he is, just in our distance there at the bottom of the screen. We will see how quickly Ninja can bring everyone back into play for we'll see how quickly Ninja can bring everyone back into play, but he has started to pull away from this McLaren here. Oh, and that was close from Exception towards the back of McCoy. Would Exception get past this time? Not quite, a little bit too far away at the moment. We have just had the other Mercedes of 7 jump into the pits on the previous lap. So he is down to 12th place. We've got McCoy jumping into the pits now, and that has left Exception 2.5 seconds behind the top 3, and that is possibly going to be a bit costly here. Ninja has caught back up to Jay here in the Haas, and what is going to happen with these two drivers? Half a second. Ninja has got some serious pace right now, and overall, and that is extremely costly for EA in 8th place. Here we are with Ninja. Let's jump a seat from his view. Oh no. Holy moly, that looks extremely close from these two. I'm not sure how much contact was made, but that was so Jay jumps into the pits for his stop here. We are 15 laps into this race. A lot of drivers leaving it fairly late into this race to jump off of the medium tyres here. So let's see how long Jensen will leave it to jump off his tyres. Almost everyone now jumping into the pits for their stops, and McCoy has got the undercut on Jay from his stop. There is only half a second between them though. Jay with DRS, McCoy gonna have a lot of defending to do, but he's got some good pace from a few cars ahead. Mike is also up above Jay as well from boxing 5 laps earlier than the house. So here we go. Jay will have DRS once again on the McLaren driver. He has got a double dose of it. We've got Mike as well trying to make a move, nothing able to be done. Jay not able to make a move, and McLeod into P3 with Exception jumping into the pits for possibly the final time in this race. So, Jay and McCoy once again trying to fight for position. Mike is trying to get past EA here. Has he got it done this time around? EA trying to keep it to the outside, but not able to do too much this time. Mike up into P6 and already well and truly away. Jay taking inside line for P6 at the minute. McCoy will have the inside line for this time around. Not able to do anything there. Can he hold on to staying in here within under a second from Jay? He's got 7 and exception closing fairly quickly as well at the minute. Here we go. He is within that 1 second mark at the minute. There is 7 in the background, almost under a second from McCoy. Ninja with a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pits. That is gonna hurt him extremely hard at the end of this. That is unfortunate for Ninja. He's had such a good race as well. Jensen still going on their medium tyres, 25 seconds ahead of P2 at the minute. It is currently Mike though in second place, gaining at the minute, so is Jensen going to try and jump off them tyres as soon as he can, or is he just trying to eke out more of a gap for a potential free stop if any safety cars appear? Let's jump on board Ninja at the minute. He's a few tenths off the cars ahead of him at the minute. It is Exception trying to squeeze past 7 at the moment, not able to do too much right now. And as we see there, McCoy still trying to chase down a Haas driver. They have now as well caught up to EA in P3 at the minute, and Leave Will having an unfortunate moment at the end of sector 3. Oh, and that is... What are they trying to do? Go 2 wide or 3 wide through there for absolutely crazy work. Madness. That is utter madness. McCoy now getting past EA. He unfortunately dropped a couple of positions, but he has been held up by the Alpine, and Jay has driven off down the road. He's currently almost 2 seconds away from the McLaren driver. Let's jump to Exception, see if he can make a move in. Some desperate moves happening here on lap 18 of this Singapore Grand Prix, and that was another desperate move. Poor EA, he's absolutely been bombarded in this race. Currently on 17 lap old hard tyres, and that is, he's just lost 6 positions in 1 lap. I think it might be a time for a change of tyre for EA in this race. He is jumping into the pits, it seems. And 7 battling with Ninja behind. Are we going to see any more lunatic dive bombs on any corners. So, the Mercedes versus Ferrari is still going on. Will has jumped in for soft tyres, bizarre move for 12 laps. An even more baffling move there for EA on the intermediate tyres on this track, but hey hon. This is tier 2 after all, and they make some fun decisions, so shall we say. Edgar just trying to squeeze past or try and make an opening for a move, not able to do too much this time, has gained a small amount of time with DRS, loses double that time with a bit of a lock up, has DRS once again. The gap is 9 tenths, able to do anything, it's just way too much to try and do anything for. We have got a bit of a train on days. A bit of a, I was about to say, a nice level gap of a second between each car here, but McCoy is unfortunately dropped off of the top three at a minute. Exception 6 tenths behind currently, and will more than likely get his rear wing open in the next few corners as we head down towards the second DRS zone of 4, as we see Ninja just outside the DRS there. He is gonna need it in the next few laps to try and break away from the Mercedes behind. He's got 2 Mercedes behind him, both looking we have got a full safety car here for this race. NASCAR has had an unfortunate moment in this race. EA actually did a whole lap on the inters. What a crazy driver. Fair play, but nuts. Absolutely nuts. But this is the break that Jensen has been waiting for. 20 lap old, hard, medium tyre there. And the rain seems to be coming down. Oh god, I pressed the wrong button. The rain is on the way. We have got 10 laps of rain in this Singapore Grand Prix. This is gonna open things up in this race. What is Jensen going on to? This is Singapore after all. Anything is possible. It is the intermediate tyres for the leading Haas driver right now. believe this has given MJ the chance to unlap himself in this race now, and the perfect opportunity to gain some vital time to everyone ahead of him. This will also give EA the chance to, I believe it was EA that had the 10-second penalty. It gives him the chance to serve that, and any other driver whose penalty we missed throughout these races. We have got 9 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Jenson, though, has had the best of luck here. 21 laps on the medium tyres. How he's done that is I can't even remember what I was going to say properly now, but that is impressive. 21 laps, and he's had a huge break in this race with a safety car and a bit of wet weather to contend with now as well. Are we going to see MJ go? No, he's taken the Lewis Hamilton line. Fair enough. He has, yeah. He actually took the Lewis Hamilton line. Fair enough. He's the only driver now on dry tyres. I don't really think, because that has picked up quickly, the spray coming off some of these drivers' cars at the minute. Let's jump on board McLeod and head to an onboard. While we see this, I'll be back in a moment. Alright, we are back, and the safety car is heading in. MJ has just jumped into the pits as well, so that could have been good timing for him, really. A little bit behind everyone else still though, and 7 with a 10-second penalty. The spray really kicking up now, and an extremely tough race at the minute. When will Jensen put his foot down? And he's gone. He has gained a huge advantage from this start. 7 attempts already through the opening few corners we go. Let's look further down the grid very, very quickly. Very clean start this time around, and all but 2 drivers have managed to catch up, and a big time penalty towards the front of the field here. McCoy with a 3-second penalty, himself and Jay both on time penalties now in this race. That is extremely tough for those two, fighting for the final podium position at the minute. So here we go, McCoy just on the back here of the Haas of Jay. Exception on the back of McCoy. Squeezing down the inside, not able to do anything that time around. Can he... This blue and chair needs to shut up. Honestly. McCoy just drifting on the exit of the corner there. Exception closing the gap. We're not going to have DRS now in this race. For the rest of this race, we've got 7 laps remaining, and all the action still to come. It is absolutely tipping it down in this race. It is come down heavier than I expected it to, and a lot quicker than I expected it to, in all honesty. Exception got past McCoy as he went wide. He's now got 7 and Ninja right on the back of him and trying to get into P5. We have got a battle for the lead as well. Mike 6 tenths behind Jensen at the minute. Jay a little bit further behind than probably he wants to be. But there we are, just at the bottom of our screens is the leading 3 drivers. And Exception has also now gained a fair chunk of time in 4th place. We've now got 4 cars in this fight. The 2 Red Bulls and the 2 Hasses are fighting out for this win now. Jensen in P1, absolutely dominant through the dry period of this race, and now with this wet, it is closed this gap massively from everyone else. The safety car admittedly helped that, so we have now got a big fight on our hands for these remaining laps here. Let's jump on board the leading Red Bull at the minute. How is he going to do? Will he have enough pace in his car? Has he got the right setup to stay with Jensen for the final 5 laps? Gonna be tough, and an extremely difficult few laps as well. So as we see there as well, we've got a few other couple of close other cars, with Ninja and 7 fairly close in that battle for 6th. 6 tenths separates those two at the minute, as we see. 6 tenths also separates Edgar and EA, although that's just jumped to over a second. That's unfortunate for EA. He must have had a bit of a moment further down that towards one of the mid corners somewhere. so here we go. We've got now 5 cars in this fight. McCoy has dropped. McCoy has gained a good amount of time on Exception. Now he's dropped 2.5 seconds behind him, and an extremely very good feat for this part of the race, and a fairly possible podium is on the way. All depends on how Exception can do. He has just tried to overtake the Haas. Mike has just tried to overtake the Haas off track, and that has led to both drivers now, both Red Bull drivers, trying to overtake the Haas. Oh my days, they've just... what the... huh? I don't know if that was Exception just slightly aggravated, or oh no, and it's all just got a bit heated between these four drivers now, and Mike has disappeared into P2 for a moment. Exception and McCoy just coming together, Jay getting caught up in that as well, giving Seven and Ninja a chance to bring themselves in this fight for these positions and extra points in this championship for these guys. That is very unfortunate, what's happened between the Red Bull and the McLaren there further up the field. Are we going to see some possible moves? And it looks like the Haas of Jay got some damage in that collision with the side of the McLaren. That's definitely going to be costly for his turning ability in this race now. We've got 3 laps remaining. It is gonna 4 laps remaining, and the Haas of Jay is just on the back foot now. Extremely difficult for the remainder. So McCoy is just lost a bit of time to Exception. Hey, he is slowly gaining it back as well. We have got Ninja very close behind. There in the background. Let's jump on board the Ferrari. That gap seems to have opened up a little bit now. But we will have another straight coming up in a minute. Can he stay close enough? It is a difficult part here, especially in this weather as well. It is not going to be easy for some of these guys. 7-0 is starting to try Jay is defending well at the minute with this damage there. They're starting to close up down the straights, but he's just holding off enough to... he's starting to put away in the straights, gaining in the corners, and he's just defending fairly well, parking it on the apex, making sure there is no chance for these guys to get past. He's doing well at the minute. Is the Haas with that wing damage. Edgar making moves now past EA. He has struggled quite a bit this race. Currently P10 though, so is in with a chance of a points finish here. So Mercedes just losing out some time on the car ahead, giving Ninja the perfect opportunity now to stay in the slipstream of the car ahead and potentially make a move into one of the corners coming up. Will they be able to get it done? Will Ninja be able to get it done this time around? Just dropped off though around the previous couple of corners. There is also he's jumped into the pits for possibly some fresh tyres here. We've got 2 laps to go in this race and a fair few positions to play for. Much of the top 7 still close, albeit no more than 1.5 seconds between some of them. We've got Mike just starting to close the gap. It was 1.7, it's now 1.5 seconds for the Red Bull. Will he have enough pace in his car to try and make a move with 1.5 laps to go? It's a big ask for Mike to try and get the Haas ahead of him. So the 2 Red Bulls and McLaren very close at the minute, all within touching distance of overtaking each other. McCoy currently closest out of the 3 to try and make a move of any kind. 6/10 at the minute. Exceptional is starting to gain on his teammate, has got some time penalties to contend with towards the end of this race. So would it be a case of Exception just trying to help Mike out with keeping everyone else behind, or is he going to try and make a move on his teammate and drive away on this final lap? So Mike gaining time, gaining time on Jensen ahead. We've only got half a lap to go in this Singapore Grand Prix. Mike is 1.1 behind Jensen, the only one of only three drivers not on any penalties this race, and that is all credit to them, to be honest. It's not been an easy 10 laps or so in this weather. So, we are about to come around the final few corners here. It will be Jensen taking the win in this race, followed by Mike in second, with Exception in third, McCoy in fourth, Jay in fifth, 7 and 6th. Ninja will jump up to 6th from 7th position. McLeod will now jump up there into 6th, Ninja 7th, 7 8th. Edgar will come across the line in 9th, EA in 10th. Coach will and MJ will cross the line in 13th, unfortunately. Coach in 11th place. MJ will cross the line, unfortunately, in 13th and a lap down. We have seen MJ quite a few times race, and this has just been an unfortunate day for him today. Will is about to cross the line in 12th place and be our final driver across the line. And here he comes. So, what an interesting final interesting final 7 laps we had. Absolutely shutting it down. There is your podium. It is Jenson, Mike and Exception up there to collect the trophies, and an absolutely crazy 31 laps overall. Jenson, Mike, Exception is your top 3, McCoy, J, McLeod, Ninja 7, Edgar, EA as your top 10, Coach, Will, MJ as your final 3 finishers, with NASCAR having an unfortunate drive today. Crazy amount of warnings and penalties for everyone, but it was a very difficult race overall. Changing conditions at the end, not exactly easy, but all credit to Jenson as well, putting off a 1 stop and 21 laps on the mediums. Thank you everyone for watching today. We will be back next week with round 13 in Spain. So until then, have a good week and goodbye.